Hello and welcome to this episode of Polysaturated. We hope you had a good New Year's and whatever
Happy New Year!
and whatever holiday you celebrate.
All of the holidays.
Or none of the holidays you celebrate and you just had a good day.
None of the holidays.
Holiday pocket.
I am Zan and I am here with
Crow.
and
Jay.
And this episode's purring is brought to you by Ziggy. So if you do hear purring on this episode, is Ziggy the fluffiest cat in the world. He is so soft and fluffy. However, he doesn't like to be petted all that much, of course, because he's a cat.
And he's decided to grace you with his presence.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You just
His
have to
royal
ask.
magnificence.
You
Which
just have to ask. Consent is important.
it is important, and that brings up our episode about consent and all the other things. This episode's going to be
What exactly does it bring up with that?
green flags.
Green flags.
Because you want to ask consent for things,
I mean,
and somebody
I think
asking
that's kind of stretching, but okay, we'll go with it.
It was a reach.
it's what.
It was a pretty big reach.
And if you hear any weird editing in this episode, Crow has decided to bring death upon us.
I have the plague.
He has bronchitis. So the thing is, none of us got time for that.
And nearly pneumonia.
And nearly pneumonia.
Yeah.
However, he is powering through this episode, and we're
Corvid.
going to attempt to get this one done.
Corvids are very susceptible to upper respiratory infection.
Well, the thing is that, yeah, well, let's just go with that. Anyway, so this episode we're going to be talking about green flags.
Green.
Woot woot.
And could be, I mean, use this in your whole life. When you have somebody that just wants to cause drama, and our last episode was about red flags, you don't need that type of person in your life.
And we had plenty of them, right? A lot of people want to talk about red flags.
Yeah.
Like that's all you hear about, but they don't ever want to tell you about the green flags and the good things that you should be looking for in your relationship, or like, oh yeah, that's a really awesome thing they're doing. Instead they want to be like, oh, they did this. That's a bad sign, Karen.
So, one good green flag I like to say is dark sense of humor.
That's a green flag for you?
Yes.
For
That's
him,
That's a
yeah.
green light for him.
Yeah.
There's a difference between green flags and green lights.
What?
That's a whole different episode.
Right, really? What's the difference?
Green light goes way back to that consent thing you were talking about.
Oh. Okay. I didn't know that.
Anyway.
But on another note, Jay decided to surprise Crow and myself with a little holiday surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got us these beautiful rings.
See?
Yeah.
All
Can't you see
matching
them?
rings. And if you go to our Facebook or Twitter, you'll be able to see them.
Yeah.
They are on there.
She liked him, so she put a ring on him.
I like them, so I better put a ring on them, right?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by this.
It wasn't a cock ring either. It was just like a regular finger ring.
She has marked her territory.
Yes, mark the territory. And she didn't take to, she did give me a look whenever I said, I'd have to think about it.
Oh.
She did give me a look, which, she should already know the answer.
They're really cool. They're koa wood and on both sides with abalone shell in the middle. And we all three got the same ring.
Yay.
We have to matchy.
We do. Yay.
Green flags.
Green flags. If they get you rings...
On our first date.
No,
Run.
that is not a green flag. That is not a green flag. Yeah, we took a very lighthearted approach to red flags because those can be pretty sensitive of a topic. So
Oh, yeah.
green flags are a much lighter topic normally, so we're probably going to get very ridiculous with this really quick. So
Us? No.
I don't know.
How? No. I don't believe you.
let's dive right in.
Diving.
So
Kerploosh.
Sploosh.
the first one I would like to talk about. Actually, let's have Zan dive us in because
What?
he brought us into this episode.
He
Didn't you have
actually
some?
has a list.
I have a list.
Oh, Zan
No,
and
no,
Crow
no.
have a list, and
No.
I don't.
This
It's the end
Holy
of the
cow.
world as we know it.
My, how
It's
times
the
have
end.
changed.
And I feel fine. I'm
I
I'm waiting for the proverbial meteor strike because.
There is an eclipse coming up.
Oh,
Mm.
okay. All right
Well, there
then.
you
All right, cool.
Can we sacrifice a goat?
No! What did that poor goat ever do?
He's kidding.
Ha ha ha.
No, nothing. All right. All right.
That was a bad joke.
You just had to ram that in there, didn't you?
Oh.
I love
This
it when
is
you
what we get, folks.
I
So
love it when
speaking
you
of-
smile like that. It makes me horny.
I love it when you breathe like that. Is that what you're trying to say?
Are you trying
smile.
to say I have a nice rack?
Uh-huh.
Just
Yes.
So okay, so let's start with okay.
You want me to start?
No, I don't want you to start. I want to start, but I'm trying to think of which one to start with.
Start in the top corner. They don't seem to be in any order.
This one is a big one for me, and it is self-care.
Ah. Now,
What?
when you say self-care,
Right. I'm going to elaborate.
all right.
Because self-care to me means that you are taking care of not only taking care of your needs, but you're taking care of yourself hygienically.
Ah.
When it comes to, and it's not that you can't look messy, you can't look whatever, that's fine. I don't care. Like, you want to wear your PJs all day, cool.
So some days of self-care are wearing your pajamas all day.
Exactly.
And drinking hot chocolate and
Right.
reading in the rain.
That's fine, but I'm talking like if you're not brushing your teeth,
Right.
you're not brushing your hair ever, you're not taking a shower and you smell some kind of funk. Stuff like that is a red flag to me. So the opposite is a green flag.
Right.
If you show that you're actually conscious about
Yourself.
yourself,
Right.
then
Not self-conscious, but
Right.
aware of how you present to other people.
exactly.
Aware of who you are and aware of how valuable you are, so you take care of yourself.
Okay, fine. Go ahead and take mine and
No,
make
I'm
it
trying-
sound better.
I'm trying
okay.
I'm trying to make sure I understand what you're telling
Oh,
me.
you do understand because because words are difficult,
Mm-hmm.
Words. I'm glad I don't speak for a living.
Or for entertainment.
Wait, do you have a cricket noise thing that we can put in there?
Ring, 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 ring.
So yes, that
Okay, so yeah, that's my biggest. That's
It
one
is
of my. It is very huge. To
it
me
is a big one for you.
It is a
Yeah,
big- it is.
absolutely.
because I will walk up to somebody, especially not everybody, and I will walk up to one of our kids, and if they want a hug and they smell nothing but BO, and I'm like, you need a shower.
I have noticed the thing that less apt to notice the smell of the younglings that we have that I share biome with, and you are more likely to notice more likely to notice the ones that I share genes with, and you are more likely to notice the BO of kids that you share genes with.
No, I smell it. I just
Well,
I choose. I pick and choose my battles
Some
sometimes.
of
I
always
don't.
wondered about that.
I
'Cause-
tell them all equally
Yeah, no, I've
because I'm short and their armpits come right in my face when they hug me.
that's
So
probably
if my
it.
nose goes straight into their damn armpit, like if I have to be subjected to that kind of ridiculousness, I'm going to tell them they need a shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Or deodorant.
I think that might be the difference, because you've hugged our youngest and said that she needed a little self-care, and I've hugged her the same day and didn't notice a thing.
It's one of the weird things that my nose does is I will smell bad smells before I smell good smells.
But
He does.
It's the weirdest thing.
I can get a whiff of our oldest daughter from across the room. So
Yeah.
it's not that I don't think there's...
You think it's genetic?
I think there's a component there,
A genetic component to what you smell and what you don't smell?
like, that you find your children kind of repulsive so you can keep them clean. I think that's kind of an evolutionary thing. You just, it
could be.
reminds you, hey, I need to bathe the baby. The baby
Well,
smells something.
I mean, even cats, they lick each other clean to keep up that smell, their non-smell.
Tribal smell.
And it's part of the pack. And even animals take on, if you find that your animals are licking you a lot or trying to clean you a lot, they're trying to
Claim you.
claim you, but you're a pack, you're a tribe, you're a family.
They own you now.
So
Especially cats.
That is not a green flag, by the way.
All right,
They're trying
so-
to own you, though. We went over that last time. Okay. I'm going to say self-responsibility.
Whoa. You mean you have to take responsibility for your actions?
Oh, my God.
What?
Oh, my various gods. Oh, my gods with a half gainer. Oh, my gods dripping down the driveway. What?
No.
Why?
No. That I don't know. There's so many
I
things
have so many questions.
I
now.
have so many questions, but I don't want the answers to. I do not want
That's
to
a mystery I do not want to solve. No, self-responsibility is exactly that. Are they going to... in some ways, it bleeds on to self-care. It kind of fades into it to some degree. But it's also those people who take responsibility for their actions. I made an excess purchase and overdrew an account.
Sorry, I fucked up.
Yeah. I thought we had more. It turned out I hadn't calculated right, and I made a mistake. I used up all the gas for this particular vehicle that you were going to need the next day, and I'm sorry, you're going to have to fill it now. But people who step up and say, I did this thing, it's a big deal.
Not only that they did this thing, but what they're going to do to make sure that they try their very best to not do it next time.
Right.
Because it's great and all to apologize, but the best apology is change behavior.
Yes.
That's actually the only apology.
Right.
Yeah, it's change behavior.
And I'll just go back to my saying where, an apology without change behavior is just an excuse to do it again.
Just manipulation. Because and that's the thing about self-responsibility. People who are self-aware enough to know how they're affecting the people around them.
It's like, hey, look, I'm totally fine, and like, and it's like, hey, I fucked up, I'm sorry, and move, not move on. I mean, you got to deal with this stuff, but the fact that you admit that you did something wrong, that hey, I'm responsible for this, truly sorry, I'll do my best not to do it again, but
Yeah, but even more than just apologies, I think self-responsibility, like somebody who's not missing bills all the time. We all miss a bill now and then. We all have bumps on the road. It happens to everybody. I'm not trying to pick people apart, but those people who are just always in trouble, the ones. So somebody who is not always in trouble, somebody who pretty much has it together.
Yeah.
They have things that they do, they have things that they are, they have things that they accomplish, and they do those things. It's self-responsibility.
And personal interests and personal drive and personal agendas, goals, things that they want to accomplish. Those are all green flags. And their ability and willingness to support you in your endeavors and interests and hobbies and anything else. If they push you to pursue your goals, to be a better person.
I want to see you be the best you that you can be.
Right. And drive you in the directions or help fuel you in the directions that you are trying to go.
Right. That's exactly it. And it's important to be supportive of your partner or partners, because if they're trying to accomplish something, and it's kind of, I kind of brought this up recently, when somebody tries to knock your goal down. We had a family member come over during the holidays, and one of our daughters would like to go to Cal Arts. Our youngest would like to go to Cal Art. The first thing this person, that's so far away. Yeah, and? Oh, well, that's, why do you want to go there? Like, it's like, okay, look, here's the thing. She wants to, let her try.
But why do people want to go to Harvard or Yale or Columbia or Duke? Because they are there and they're famous institutions, and they're not famous for nothing. Right.
There's a reason to go. Right. And if it requires you to take you out of your comfort zone, and that's your drive, don't let anybody stop you. And hopefully you have partners or people in your life that help you accomplish or move those goals forward.
And that is the green flag, when they get excited about your ambitions and your drives and your things that you do. I came into this polycule and never felt so supported in my life. And I am right now working on one of my major life goals, and I'm doing it to people who are literally like plowing the road for me, instead of always inventing excuses as to why I can't do the next step.
I mean, we can totally stop supporting if you want.
No, you keep saying that whenever.
No, the options.
We're not going to do that.
Oh, okay. I just, I'm just, it's part of being. It's a green flag. It's checking up with your partners to make sure that their goals are what.
It's so important to have that kind of support, just because everybody on their path gets discouraged now and then, and to have a person or people around you who will literally help you back up on your feet